Hello there, I'm elboydo and welcome back to From the Depths, in my little series of basic tutorials for different parts of the game for new players or players looking to branch out. So, in this episode I'm going to cover a little bit about sails, simple weapons, and we're going to make a little brig. And I think it's going to be quite interesting. So, pretty much the main target today is we're going to learn how to use sail blocks. I used it in the last tutorial video with the main block, and I also have one called the square rig. The square rig, I believe it has a little bit more power when you got wind behind you, but the sail main blocks are pretty good all around. But other than that, you have your attachments here, which attached to the main block, parallel to it, directly in line with it, and then you get your sail extended from there. You get your sail rinse, which pretty much just gives you allows your sails to be rinsed in and rinsed out, and of course you get a weather vane, which is very useful to tell you where the wind is facing at any given time. Right, so with no further ado, let's just build ourselves a basic little brig here. So I'm always going to use a couple more blocks that we haven't seen before. So I'm going to press G so we can rotate. We're going to get some 2-block slopes. Something simple, something fun. Then round that off. And at the other end, I reckon, I don't know. That should do it. And voila, we've got our basic deck shape and style. But we want to bring it down, and we want to make it so we can have stuff below deck. In this episode, I'm only going to be using simple weapons, as I said at the beginning, because it allows us to learn. Alright, so in here I've used 2-block corner. See there, 2-block bit there, and the equivalent for the 1 blocks to create a nice little slope effect. Go down here, and voila, we've got our front of the craft, which we can now then just continue back. Continue back here, and continue back here. Go along here, and in a couple of seconds we're gonna have our finalized style. So we've got the hull of the ship. Now, as you see here, the center of balance is really high. I'm going to remove that lead block, and you'll see what I mean now about how you want it low. Otherwise you'll get tilting, it won't be stable, and no one will have fun. So what we want to do about that is what I did last time. Get a few lead blocks, line your hole with them, and it should solve every problem. Want to be careful though, as you see here, I've used too many lead blocks and I've overlaid down, so I'm going to change it out to wood blocks, stone blocks even, because it's quite a light ship and you don't really want to be weighing yourself down with all that. Right, next stage, we want to get a little upper side built. I want a few cannons on here, so I'm going to build some, so God help me. Let's just get that across there. Build ourselves a little rear bit. One quick note, you always need 2 blocks to fit your player in. And I have no idea how I'm going to nicely do this today. Okay, there we go. And do that. Voila, we've now got our rear bit. We're just gonna corner it all off, adding our gun ports, and In here you have the small weapons. So in the simple weapons you get simple weapons. So you get rams. So you can put on the front. Allows you to ram stuff. Pretty useful. Get small cannons. It's a let's see the stat. Very small cannons. Very lightweight. I personally would recommend them. Then you get large cannons, the big boys. Let's place a few of them along it there. They do a nice bit of kinetic damage. They knock a hole and stuff, and they're generally pretty fun. Right, so another useful bit. So if I look here, you always got to fire in direction. You're always gonna fire where you're aiming with that little crosshair, or as close as you can get. And then to fire, you press Control. Oh right, that would have worked had I actually had ammo. So that's another lesson. Also in closed areas, they need a water pump from the water section. Just there, air pump. So you don't flood it. You know if it's working if you hover over it and it say this much is not breached and it's got this much buoyancy. So in resources you will find ammo barrels. We forgot to put some in, so let's just add a few. You got to be careful with ammo though. You do not want it getting hit by anything. So to protect it, we're just going to put a couple wooden beams on either side. It's always advisable to use wooden beams over any well yeah, it's always advisable to use wooden beams over any other type of block, simply because with big ships, which you're likely to end up building, you're going to have a lot of blocks, and I think it's somewhere around 27k blocks. The block count starts to get a bit funny. Oh, it's gotten too heavy, and you'll start to suffer some performance issues. So, and for people with low-end PCs as well, it means that you can share your builds with them and they can enjoy it too. And you know, it's all about having fun and sharing the community. And I built now. Oh, I've done it too much with the lead again. Damn it. Just take two off either side. You got to be careful. To find out the stats about your vehicle in depth, you can press V, and along the right here, you'll have your natural resources, your metal cost, your fuel cost, your scrap resource cost, your crystal cost. Crystals you only really see with certain fancy blocks or AI, and then the RP, the overall cost of your ship to build. In here, you'll get the length, your width, your height, your block count, which is the amount of alive blocks in case you're in combat. You find out the velocity you're moving and the stats we discussed last time. Yeah. In here you get the resources, so you can, if you have a supply pump value, a supply pump block, then it allows you to adjust this and generally change the amount of ammo, fuel, or spare parts that you would like to share with other ships. And here you can modify the color scheme that you generally use on the ship. Pretty useful, pretty straightforward. Just do here, then change the RGB value. And here you got the input. So this I don't really use much, but there's a thing called a complex controller where you can map keys out, and in that you'll pretty much be able to control anything on your ship. I find it a bit difficult and a bit of a pain in the arse to do though, but a lot of people have done some really incredible stuff with it. You get stuff like VTOL aircraft and submarines and all sorts with it. Then retrofit, this is mainly for campaign, where if you've got a lot of ships of the same type and say you upgrade one a little bit, you save the upgraded version and then you can retrofit old versions like this with newer parts. It's generally good for all parties all around. And moving swiftly back to where we were. On here you can also get harpoon guns, which allow you to pull yourself closer to ships. Let's just get a couple on here. Let's push the boat out. Here you get drills. Drills I don't really go in much for. If you'd like, I could do a little tutorial for them though. And along here we also get lasers. This one is very simple, uses ammo, and you know, very simple, but I don't really use it much. After that we get torpedo launchers, which fire very simple to torpedo, and simple seeking missile launchers, which do just that. Then you get and finally you can get auto cannons, which I find they used to be powerful, but now they got nerfed to hell, and they're not really worth using, to be honest. But I'm sure people could still find a use for them. Normally they're used for detail and stuff. Alright, just gonna put the torpedo launchers a bit lower down, and we're gonna add a sail. So whenever you want to add a sail, it's always worth putting your mast here at some point high up, you know, somewhere in your ship, preferably in the middle. And then you want to go to sails, place your sail main block, then place your attachments horizontally along this line and this line, equivalent with your main sail main block. And just so you actually can control your ship, don't forget to put a rudder on. And we've now got our main ship, we've now got all that. So we've got it armed up. Let's just put a ship's wheel and secondly a fire controller. This allows you to control turrets, guns, anything on your ship all at the same time. And yeah, we've got it built, we've got it armed, and say you've built your first ship and you want to save it. Just go and press escape, save vehicle, then go back down, and we'll just go into demo and just say brig, because we built a brig. Normally you should go for more fun names, but this time we went with brig because why not. You see it controls pretty damn well, turns on a dime, and just generally it's pretty nice. But let's have a crack at blowing something up, because I know you want to see that before this video ends. 1 second. Okay, and just one little thing before we go in. It's always worth putting a chair on your craft. If you're on a plane you won't fall out, and if you're on a ship it's generally good. You also want to make sure you have a little block above so you can jump out about banging your head. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Ship over here, we've noticed there's a hostile craft over here along the moor line, or along the line here, so we want to go and investigate. Let's press tab to go into third person view, and we want to find this craft. We want it, we're not going to have it in our area, so let's just quickly fire some stuff at it. So there we fired out. You can press caps lock to lock in on your firing missile and at where it's going. Sometimes they might miss. But boom. You hit it. We didn't do too much damage because the simple weapons aren't too powerful. But that's not going to stop us. We're going to move in, we're going to take that craft out and potentially steal anything good on it. Or we'll just scrap it for resources. Normally for campaign and all that, I prefer to scrap them for resources. So when you're building a ship like this, you'll normally end up with the long waiting time of catching up if you've built with a sail, because you know you can't really force yourself to speed up too much. We can try at least. We can always try. And any lock. Yeah, there we go. We fired torpedoes, lock-on bombs. And we got a hit. But I'm not interested in that. I'm going to quickly pause it and we'll come back when we're getting a bit closer. Well, I got closer and it appears that the ship is now firing on us. We actually had enemies on there. It's a surprise. We've got to turn now, face them, and hope that we can take them out. Which I think we can do. We can definitely take them out. We're not just going to let them run over us. So, one thing you've got to be careful with in fire is to rate at which your bullets drop, or the general drop of your weapons. These cannonballs, they also cause a lot of recoil, which means that we can't always target where we're going. But oh dear, it would also seem that they've knocked out our rudder. Nope, we're back. We're back. Got a lot of pot shots there. If you press caps, you can see where your shots are firing though. That's very useful for gauging roughly where you've got to aim. So we've got a shot in. Lovely. We've got to try and manoeuvre ourselves behind them, but they're holding on and they're doing as much as they can to not let us do that. Alright, let's do it. Any shot on? Nope, they're switching sides on us. So, got all our weapons functional though. But we need to manoeuvre ourselves in now. See if we can get up close and maybe board them. When we board an enemy ship, we can take it. But it's a difficult one to do. Oh no, basically stopped moving. What's going on there? Have we defeated it? I don't know, but let's try and get in a little bit closer. Of course, we're currently sailing downwind. We've got to manoeuvre this ship carefully to keep the wind moving across it. It should hopefully increase our speed. Oh wait, no. Alright, let's try and get a little bit closer, eh? This wind is causing us a lot of issues still. Which I hope is also being received by the guys over there. We get in on them? Or are they losing us? It's hard to say. Oh god, I keep pressing the wrong button. Any shot on? Any shot on? Yep, we hit him. Lovely. Alright, I think we're now cutting them off. Yeah, that's it. We're now just running across their bow, catching them up. Not long now till we'll be close enough to board. Let's just hope we can get close. If we can destroy their sail, then they'll be a sitting duck. We can pretty much do what we want. Let's just hope we can get that close. Fire a couple more rockets in. Yeah, that's it. Now we're causing damage. Normally battles are much bigger than this, but you can always enjoy a small little battle where you've got to rug it out. I'm getting the feeling we've now knocked out all the crew members of this hostile craft. This should be good for us. Yeah, definitely. There's no way they can have anyone left alive on there. No way. Oop. Bug that one out. I'm nearly certain there's no one alive. Actually no, I think because they're still turning it. Not sure why they're not firing now. Alright, screw it, let's go in for a ram, boys. No idea where this is gonna go. Let's try it. Oh dear. Just gonna play it along the wind there. Hope that gives me the speed I need to succeed. Alright, we're point blank now. There we go, we've knocked their center out. There's no way they can stop us now. Oh god, someone's firing at us. They still had a crew member. And then they do not want us boarding. So if they want to shoot at us, the only thing we can do is blow the crap out of them. Let's do it. I'll teach them for shooting at me. They're still shooting? Yeah, they're still shooting. Oh god, I'm terrible at shooting back though. Go on. That guy really does not want us on that ship. He's just spraying ammo out there. Oh god. See a volume of bullets he's firing out. Come on. Oh, I think I just shot one straight through it, past his head. There you go, now I'm making dents. These lasers given out by the heat seekers are really not useful. Right. I think we nearly trashed their craft. But I think they've got far too much control over it. Plus I'm pretty certain all their guns are now knocked out. Come on. We've got to get closer. I don't know why we're not getting closer. It's like they're floating away faster than we can gain on them. It's almost as if this spray and pray is powering their craft now. There we go. Now we're locked in. Lovely. Yeah, that's it. We're blowing some holes in them now. The honourable thing at this point would be to duel that person one-on-one, but I don't feel like being honourable today. I still made one strong ass ship. It's just taking a beating. Either that or I really suck at aiming. No, you can see where I'm hitting it, but it's just not hitting that vital ammo supply. This is really what I need to be hitting. I need to be hitting that bloody crew member. He is fighting to the death. Alright, time to go full Arnie. This is what I mean by you gotta have one space above your head so you don't bang your head. Oh god, fall off my craft. And I'm losing my craft, hang on. Nah, it's still sailing away and shit. Oh god. Come on, come on, come on. Alright, let's just go in for a ram. think we got him. I think we got him. Just by the fact that no one's shooting at us now. I think we just got him. Let's claim the craft for our own and give it a bit of a ram. I don't even know if we do much damage because we're not going that fast. Yeah. There we go. Okay. So it's gone on for a lot longer than planned. But we've now claimed the raft as our own. We've killed off that crew member who is dead somewhere. I don't know where they are, but they're somewhere. If you're wondering, I used NPCs in this battle. So as we see here, spawn this raft in. Let's just get sturdy. So you've got a few little NPCs here. The NPCs can just spawn them on a ship. They'll go around, they'll take control, and they'll gently sail it. So you can also then spawn opposing NPCs in, who will do the exact same thing, but they'll just duke it out until they kill one another. Pretty good. Alright, well I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen and this may have been useful. I've been elboydo, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Take it easy. Bye.